None.
You look like you're in the mean streets of Yale Town.
I am. Welcome to the first episode of S&S Pigskin Picks. I'm here with Jeremiah Sheen, and we're going to start some football talk. I'm Pratty Sandhu. Nice to be with you. So, Jer, tell us about what got you into football and what brings you to the world of football picks.
I remember back in the day, 1985 to be exact, the Super Bowl that year. I believe the Giants won. And man, ever since I was in my dad's football pool, 8 years old, won it. Got my cousin to get me sports action tickets the next year, 9 years old, won those. So I've been going at a decent, decent clip. But I'm a favorite hawk. Love my favorites. And
You like your chalk. You like your chalk.
And I love my money line parlays. I think they're fucking money in the bank. So
money line parlays are money in the bank. It kind of rolls off the tongue.
That pesky spread gets you every time. You just take that out of the equation, and you are golden.
Yeah, spread is the great equalizer, as they call it. So, let's discuss some of these NFL Week 1 matchups. We have the opening game.
Hey.
We all good?
Yep.
So, first game is Baltimore in Kansas City.
Oh man, what a
spread is
what a
3.
barn burner.
Spread is 3. I think it's pretty accurate. I don't think there's really any value to that game. I think it's I think it's a coin flip. Could go either way. So
definitely. Sorry, it's -3 Kansas City.
It's -3 Kansas City. Yep.
Well, you know what you say all the time.
Usually, yeah.
Got Mahomes, and it's no more than -3. It's a gimme. So, but that new look run D, like, can Kansas City stop that? Who do you double cover? Henry or or Lamar, right? One of those guys is going to take off for 6 yards every play. Like,
I agree. I think usually I like to fade champion their first game, but Kansas City at home is just too dangerous. So I think it's one of those games that if you're playing it, play it lightly.
Exactly. You got to remember last year what happened. They lost to the Lions, right?
They did. Usually,
so that Super Bowl hangover always does ring true, no matter if you do repeat maybe in the start, slow start or whatever. But they're going for 3 in a row, and you even heard Tom Brady say it. Like, there's a reason that nobody wins 3 in a row.
No one's done it.
Right? So, they're going to be tired. They're going to be the most tired team. They're the most interviewed, the most, besides, who they played in the Super Bowl. But, come on. So, yeah, maybe you go light on them the first few weeks. But when they start opening up and going up against teams, they'll probably kick ass, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And this is an Eagles fan saying that. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Philadelphia had a lot of changes. Coaches switched up, bringing in a lot of new players. Just brought in Jahan Dotson a couple days ago. So I don't know. Green Bay, it's a neutral site game. They look good on paper. It's one of those games. I think if I'm going to play that game, I would tease up Green Bay. That's what I'm thinking. Philly's -2.5 now.
I think it's going to be, Saquon Barkley versus Green Bay's guy. Who do they got again?
They got Jordan Love.
No, I don't got the Sheen from their new running back,
Oh, their new running
Josh
back, Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs from
Yes,
the
yes.
Raiders.
I really think it's just going to be like a battle of those two running backs. Whoever gets more yards, more touchdowns, I think that respective team's going to win. I know they both got good aerial attack, but I think it's really going to come down to who can run it better, who can set up the play action, right?
Yeah, it's got one of the higher over-unders for the week at 49. But yeah, that's one of those coin flip games, I think.
Yeah, and then Brazil, like, who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows how the field will be and the fans and all that craziness.
So you're not gonna indulge and go to that game? Hopping on a
I,
plane in a couple
I
days? Or?
I was thinking about it, but I don't know. Going solo out to that place, I don't know. I don't think that's. I'm gonna have to just maybe say no to that one. But
There was actually, because I used to work at a school, there was a kid that used to do yard work in my yard, and he was from Sao Paulo, and he lives in like a gated community, and his dad's like a doctor. I met his dad and stuff, and his mother, and he's actually going to be a doctor. That guy would probably be perfect to show you around the city or whatever, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to trust the guy for doing anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Seemed to be pretty solid, but he's 17 years old, so who knows, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the Sunday games.
Okay.
We have Jacksonville in Miami. Miami's laying 3.5. Battle of Florida.
Yeah,
Um,
everyone, the public's going to be hard on the Dolphins, obviously.
I think so.
Jacksonville, they're going to be looking to have a fast start. They had that letdown last year, so
Yeah, missing the
they're gonna want
playoffs.
they're going to really want to make a statement. And why not in your home state? I don't know how many Jacksonville fans are going to make
I
it
don't
down
think there's going to
or
be too many.
in the stadium at all.
No, I don't see
But
too many out
it
there.
is
But
close to home, so you do have to see the value in that.
yeah, it is. It's almost a pseudo home game. But I mean,
You could see a close one too and have Miami win just by three.
I
So.
could see that. I would lean Jacksonville in that game, but I don't have a strong opinion. So
Yeah.
right now, it's for me Jacksonville or nothing. But yeah, one of those games where it's pretty even teams.
Well,
Obviously, Miami made the playoffs, so um,
yeah.
they got the high-powered offense. But I respect Jacksonville and Doug EP, as we know, can coach an offense.
Yeah, so
But
let's agree
let's,
on Jacksonville for that one then. Yeah.
yeah,
Let's do that.
that's the lean. That's the lean. And we'll move on to the Steelers, PF's team here, going to the new look Atlanta Falcons.
PF is going to be up early, smoking
PF,
cigarettes, having his
yes.
3 C's. He's going to be cheering
Yeah,
his Steelers on from
all day.
down in the valley. And they just might prevail with all this Atlanta Falcons hype that's
Everyone
going around, right?
everyone is bashing the Steelers quarterback situation. They're saying Russ can't cook, and they're saying Field should start. So, and obviously Atlanta has got Kirkathy Cousins as their new high-priced quarterback. So they're laying 3. Spread opened up at 2.5. Now it's moved to 3. So I don't know that game. I don't really have much opinion on that game.
I love
That's
Cousins, and he's going to do well this year, but I
mhm.
think has way less urgency than either Russ has to prove something from
I
last
agree.
year.
I agree.
Justin's fighting for his job. So you
Hmm.
think that you'd get way more effort out of whoever is going to be in that position and
Yes,
scared shitless that they're going to be pulled in before the first half and replaced, right? So
I agree.
really,
I agree totally. And like
Pittsburgh there.
people forget that Kirk Cousins coming off major surgery. It's not like he's a spring chicken. So like he if he gets rushed in the pocket, there's no guarantee that he's going to get the ball off and get it to his plethora of offense.
Is Watt playing? Is he ready to go?
I think TJ should play. I'm checking the injury list right now. Jalen Warren is the only guy who's not going to play for the Steelers. That's of note.
Okay. All right.
For Atlanta, everyone should play. That's a starter. So yeah, let's move along to the Vikings and the Giants.
Great
Games
of the supposedly week.
This is what the boys in Vegas are calling a coin flip game, because nobody trusts the Giants, and Minnesota just lost its prize rookie QB. So I don't know. I would lean Giants in this game, but I don't like playing these small pick'em games. It's just, and Vikings might not be with Jordan Addison. He's got that DUI.
Yeah,
he might be suspended.
They're in a team in turmoil, but a team in turmoil will generally come together. And they do still got a lot of talent. Jefferson's going to get at least a touchdown.
He's a beast.
Like I said, I'm Team Darnold. So
yeah, and
I'm going with Minnesota.
And Minnesota did. They signed guy who was in Green Bay there for many years, Aaron Jones. So he's making his debut for Minnesota.
Taking Giants, Minnesota all day when they play Green Bay. Aaron Jones is going to want to just run all over.
Big revenge game. There's a lot of buzz around the Giants rookie Malik Neighbors, and some people think Dayball can maybe make him like a new OBJ, or like Jamar Chase.
Maybe they double him the whole game.
Him and Jaden Daniels were a crazy combo in college. But
I remember that. Yeah,
if I can get 1.5 on each side, and I would love to tease up whoever I could get with plus 1.5, but I don't see that happening. So here's an interesting game that I would like to talk about. NFC South matchup. We have the Saints hosting the Panthers.
So obviously the public's heavy on the Saints. Carolina very many games. It's a divisional game, though. We have to remember most divisional games, like I don't know the exact percentage, they end by 3 or less. So close. Well, they play each other twice every year. They know each other, right? So
Carolina does have a new coach. They got rid of our guy Frank Reich. They had an interim, I believe, as well. They got rid of him. No major injuries for either side. The spread is 4 on a lot of the books. It's also 3.5. I have to admit, I'm leaning the lowly Panthers plus the 4, but I'm not going to be putting life savings on it because it is Carolina. But I don't know. The Saints as favorites, I don't see them winning by more than a field goal. You know what I mean? Like, that offense is...
Yeah, in a divisional game, it is a toss-up, and the new players, and is Carr starting? Are they going to give Rattler a start? Yeah, Carr's starting.
He's starting. I mean, they don't have much else.
A field goal win either way. Yeah,
that's why
I'm going to take New Orleans. I'm going to take New Orleans just for the hell.
Okay, all right, fair enough. New at home usually was money back in the day with the Drew Brees era, but
for sure things have changed.
Okay, so we got you down for the Saints minus 3.5. I'm still going to debate whether I take Carolina or not, but let's move along to another 10 o'clock game, Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. We have the lowly New England Patriots coming into Cincinnati, and Cincinnati has given up 9. This is another heavily public game where Cincy is being bet on. And
Cincinnati's under a lot of pressure to do good, but 9 points is a lot. Like as you say, NFL, like when they're up 2 scores and they're letting you get those yards in the end because no one wants to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to take the 9 points in week 1 because no one's really going to be sharp. Like New England might win that game by a field goal by some miracle. Probably not.
New England is can they score 20 points is my question, because if Cincy scores 30, I think they cover. But that's the thing. New England's going to play some sloppy offense. They're going to get, a lot of checkdowns, a lot of running. They're going to try to, keep Burrow off the floor. So
everyone's rusty though. Yeah, Burrows was hurt, and New England's supposed to be weak, but they're a professional foot team. Like when you give any NFL
they have a
team,
new they have a new
almost
coach as
double
well.
digits.
They have a new
They're
coach as well, so they have something to prove there. So I think that's a game I'm laying away from. I'm going to move along
take
to
New England plus the 9.
Oh, it's tempting, but I don't know. I don't know who's playing quarterback. Is it Brissett or is it the rookie May?
Brissett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he'll manage a good game. He'll keep their offense off the field.
Yeah.
And they lose a close one,
I don't know.
21-13 something.
I'm still on defense on that one, but let's move along to Tennessee and Chicago. Bears are hosting. They obviously have their number one prize quarterback, Caleb Williams, USC. Tennessee
And
is
preseason really means nothing, but
no.
Hey, you just don't know what you're gonna get. That definitely is it's a flip 'em for me.
If you remember when the Lions went 0-16, they were 3-0 in the preseason that year. So let's I don't think preseason means too much, but Tennessee's got a new coach. They got Will Levis, I guess his first year as the starting quarterback, first full year.
Love Will the Thrill.
Will likes his mayo. He likes to eat unpeeled bananas. Big arm. He's got one of the he's known for going deep, like the most of these young rookie QBs. So him and Ridley, I think, will surprise people.
Yeah.
The spread's 4 on a lot of books. It's 4.5 on some other books.
I'll take Tennessee plus the 4.
I was leaning that way, but you know what? I'm starting to lean more Chicago now.
Not plus the 4. Money line, yes.
Oh no, I think they win this by a touchdown. I just think it'll be close for a while, but in the fourth quarter, I think the Bears pull away a little bit. It's Caleb's showout game, I think.
Rookie quarterbacks never do good in their first game.
They usually don't. I know. I remember watching Peyton Manning have a terrible rookie year, and a lot of these guys who were top picks. But I just think that I think the Bears have something to prove. They've been the laughing stock, and now they're giving up 4.5 points. That's, I think, tempting to take Tennessee. So I'm going to lean Bears. It's not an official play, but I do have an official play on the next game.
Okay.
It's Arizona, a warm weather team, going into Buffalo to face the Bills. The spread opened at 6, went up to 6.5. I grabbed 6.5 Arizona plus 6.5. Now it's down to 6 and 5.5 on some books, and we do have an injury. Oh, well, not an injury, a suspension to Zay Jones for Arizona. He's not that great. Buffalo's got Curtis Samuel. He's got a toe issue. Matt Milano. He has a bicep injury. He's out for the year. Their linebacker.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this game?
No, I still say Buffalo by a touchdown. So any of those spreads that are under 7, give me those all day. Harrison might get his touchdown, but I don't think he's going to win the game for them.
Yeah, yeah. The way I look at it is, obviously Buffalo's lost some weapons. Their 2 starting wide receivers are gone. They brought in the rookie Keon Coleman. And then I think they brought in a couple other guys I can't think of offhand, but they're not really notable. So I look at it as Arizona can keep up with Buffalo. I think whoever has the ball last wins that game. I think for sure Arizona puts up 20, 25 points.
But you want the most points that you can, right? So are you going with where you can get, what is it? 6.5 is the most?
It's 6 at most books and 5.5 at some other books. But I already booked it at 6.5, knowing it was going to move. So I have 6.5 for Arizona, and I think they're going to hang. And I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if they pulled off the upset. Um, those are my thoughts. But so yeah, we're gonna move on to a divisional AFC South game. The much hyped Houston Texans coming into play Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts, who should be healthy. Jonathan Taylor should be healthy. Anthony Richardson should be healthy. Michael Pittman and Shane Steichen, who they stole from our Eagles. So, yeah, Texans are laying 2. I'm liking Colts in this game. I think.
Well, they're at home and they do have something to prove in the division. No one
I think
really
so.
knows this team very well, though, with the rookie quarterback and the new additions. And so I think, they're going to be feeling each other out a little bit, even though it is a divisional game.
It is
Houston's really
season
hyped
opener.
up. It is tempting
Stephon
to go
Diggs
against the
is
public, but I'm going to take Houston. I think they're going to win by
mm-hmm.
at least a field goal or more.
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, I'm liking Colts. I would tease up Colts as well, up to +8. And yeah, I see Colts making a big bang the first week.
Yeah, Richardson, when he's on, he's really good. But
He only
we'll see
played
if he
what,
stays.
3 games last year.
Yeah. No. I've seen some good stuff. So if he's gonna stay healthy, whatever he did in the off season, figuring it out, waiting, guys like that when they wait and they're hungry, he's gonna be hungry. I still say Houston.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
Okay.
move along to the 1 o'clock slate Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. Divisional game, AFC West, the Las Vegas Raiders.
And let's face it, partial home game for the Raiders.
This is a home game.
They're gonna have tons of Raiders fans. It's gonna be silver and black, at least, or half the stadium.
I'm leaning Raiders plus the 3.5. Yeah, I think it's another coin flip game decided by a field goal.
Is Herbert still a little bit hurt, or what's going on
He
with
is
that?
probable. He's out of his walking boot.
Who's the
They
backup
lost
there?
Easton Stick.
Yeah, taking the Raiders.
Yeah, I like the Raiders plus the points. They brought in, well, they didn't bring in a new running back, but they got Zamir White. He's like a speedster. Jacobs is gone. Still have Devontae Adams. So I think your boy Gardner should step up. Yeah, it's
The
Gardner
Min
starting.
Show. Love the Min Show.
Yeah, the mustache and everything. Here's another game. Washington in Tampa. It was a game where I was leaning Washington 3.5, but the lines moved to 3, so I'm gonna lay off the Commandos. But I really like their new look. Dan Quinn, new coach, should get their defense somewhat in play. Jaden Daniels, Heisman quarterback.
Tampa Bay still intact pretty well from last year.
They do. I mean, they lost Devin White to our Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
They still got Evans. They still have Rashad White at running back.
Tampa Bay's really good at home. Actually, I think I like Tampa Bay.
You like Tampa minus the 3? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
minus the 3. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you like Tampa. Let's move along to the rematch of Super Bowl 50 or 49, one of those two.
Yeah, 51, something like that, right?
It was Denver, Seattle.
Didn't it start with a safety, I believe?
It did. It was hiked over Peyton Manning's head, and he had no chance. It was a 2-0 start, and it was a beatdown of epic proportions. I remember that. That was not a fun Super Bowl to watch unless you were a big-time Seahawks fan. But spread is 5. Seahawks, pretty much same team. No major injuries. Denver starting their rookie QB. Mr. Bo Nix played 60 odd games in college. So he's obviously
Yeah,
prepped.
right. It's you hate to take Denver there. Yeah, I'm really going to stay away from Denver, I think, this year. And I'm going to go with the Seahawks with their Hawking defense.
Minus the 5. Jared likes Seahawks. I was leaning that way too. I'm not 100%. Still going to kind of wait until I get to see a little bit more of the line movement and how things are going. But yeah, I think Seattle's a strong play. I think Seattle wins by 7-10 plus. And
Yeah.
Denver, Denver still got to get their feet wet, I think. They are getting a lot of hype though in the preseason. Everyone's liking what they see. I like their defense. I mean, last year they had a really good defense. They lost 2 games obviously to Kansas City. They lost both games to the Raiders. You can't do that if you're trying to be competitive. So I see them beating the Raiders this year. I see them splitting with the Chargers. Yeah, who knows if they can squeak one out against Kansas City, maybe at home. Snow game, who knows? So we'll move on to the Dallas Cowboys coming into the dog pound. The dog pound are laying 2.5. I'm leaning Dallas here. I know Dallas doesn't have CeeDee Lamb signed, and I know they have Zeke back at running back, which isn't exactly intimidating, but
all of Dallas's skill players, all their best players are pretty well on a show me, like, even if their contract is just extend from this season, they got to do something. They've been a huge letdown. So I believe we're going to get, like you say, Dallas Cowboys, a little bit more effort.
I think so.
Cleveland, almost lately they just assume they're going to keep every team under 20 and Amari Cooper, revenge game. No.
I like Dallas plus the 2.5.
Yeah, I like Dallas. Yeah.
And if I can tease them up too, if I can get 8.5 on a teaser, I would do that as well. Just Cleveland, yeah, I don't know if their offense can keep up with Dallas. And
there's a lot of question marks there, isn't there?
Deshaun played terrible last year. I mean, their defense is all world. Obviously, Myles Garrett's a beast, but Nick Chubb's hurt. Ford's a decent replacement, but he's just decent. So let's try to get 2.5. I don't think it'll go to 3. So I think in the next episode we'll have a little more on that game, and we'll move along to the Sunday night game. The Los Angeles
Sunday
Rams. Sunday night, 5:20 game out here in the West Coast, 8:20 Eastern. It'll be the Rams facing their former quarterback.
So what's
Jared
this,
Goff.
like the third revenge game for Matthew Stafford, or how dare you guys give me away? I'm going to win I'm going to win a Super Bowl. And then Goff, I guess it's more of a revenge game for Goff. Never mind. You guys gave me away. I'm going to show you. In Detroit, Detroit should win most of their home games this year. I'm going to say Detroit.
3. So you're going to lay the 3.5?
Lay the 3.5.
Okay. I'm indifferent on that game, honestly. I can see both teams winning outright, but Stafford has been banged up in the preseason. He hasn't played any games, but McVay doesn't play anybody in the preseason anyway, so I think it'll be interesting. It's a revenge game for Goff, revenge game for Stafford. Lions made it to the NFC Championship, Rams didn't. I don't know. I would slight lean to the Rams, but nothing overbearing. So I think that would be a fun game to watch. It's got a huge over/under of 51, highest of the week, tied with Buffalo, Miami. So it'll be fireworks. And I wanted to discuss the last game.
Oh, huge!
Monday night game.
Biggest game of the week on Monday night. So much hype around both teams. So many what ifs.
Aaron going back to his stomping grounds.
Oh man, he's gonna
his
have lots of
hometown
family
team.
in the stands, you know.
He'll have his ayahuasca. He'll have all of his retreats done, and
Hopefully Danica doesn't show up, you know.
yeah, she could be trolling him. So yeah, that spread is 4. I'd opened up at 3.5. I saw it go up to 4.5, 5 at one point. There are injury issues. McCaffrey is probable with the calf.
No pun. No pun.
Yeah, McCaffrey is yeah. So there's an issue with him. Aaron Rodgers should play. Breece Hall should play for the Jets. Garrett Wilson should play for the Jets. Oh, yes, we have an issue with 49ers as well as Brandon Ayuk, still not signed. What are your thoughts on the Ayuk
You
possibly missing
know,
this game?
when problem players hold out like that, and they're good and everything, but it's just trouble. It brings trouble to the locker room. I still say
Chemistry, yes.
San Francisco wins. Maybe not covers. I still say they win outright, money line, San
Right.
Francisco.
I think that's fair. I mean, I don't see the incentive too much for 49ers here. I mean, they're coming off a disappointing finish, losing to Kansas City again, but
Little bit of a hangover, but I think the Jets are gonna. There's too
I
much
would lean
hype,
Jets.
too much. There's too much expectation.
There
Yeah,
is a lot of expectation. It's New
San
York.
Francisco.
It's Aaron.
They
It's
play
Aaron
good at home.
Rodgers. But SF, they went to the Super Bowl. They're coming back pretty much the exact same team. So I would lean Jets in this game.
Aaron Rodgers got to show us something. Like he hasn't showed us something in a while.
He hasn't. I mean, he had 3 snaps last year, so that's not going to cut it. And
Yeah.
he's 1 year older. I think he's turning 41 this year. So he's getting up with us in the old fogey department, right? So
No doubt, but we can't throw a ball 65, 70 yards, though.
true
That's the only
that.
difference, eh?
True that. And Aaron's still got the gunslinging arm that he has. So yeah. So in review, um, we're looking at a few games that we like. I think you were liking Saints minus 3.5.
Yep. You were liking the
I was
Panthers.
liking
We had a couple
Panthers.
couple that
Yep.
we were opposite on there.
Bears, Titans. I was liking Bears minus the four and
Yeah,
a
I was liking
half.
the Titans.
Arizona, Buffalo. I have
Yeah,
Arizona plus 6.5. That's an official play. You
liking
like Buffalo
Buffalo
minus
to
the five
win.
and a half. And maybe we get
Yeah.
a middle. Maybe
Hey, the
Buffalo wins by
magic,
6. You
the
get minus
magic
five and a
middle.
half. I get plus 6.5.
Gotta love it.
In football, it's very possible. Texans, Colts. I'm leaning Colts. You're liking Texans.
Yeah.
You can get 1.5 at some books,
But
DraftKings,
remember,
FanDuel.
folks, I'm the favorite hawk, so you got to remember
He
that.
his section of the show will be called Chalk Talk because he likes some chalks, and and by nature I like my dogs, right? So
He's a value chaser.
my episode of the show will be where my dog's at, inspired by DMX. With you,
Rest in peace.
yes, rest in peace, Earl Simmons. And you like your chalk, so
Yeah, love it.
you'll be throwing a lot of chalk in the air. Another game we
LeBron
were
style.
LeBron style, except for we're going to be winning. LeBron will be losing. 6 finals.
Oh,
We both like Raiders plus 3.5.
yeah.
You're liking the Buccos minus 3. You're liking Seahawks minus 5, minus 4.5 at some books. We're both liking Dallas plus 2.5, and you like Lions minus 3.5.
Yep.
And the last game, I'm leaning Jets, but not there yet. And you're liking Niners in a money line parlay, possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. So we just went through the first week of games and gave them some tidbits on our first go here
Yep.
on S&S.
It's
Pigskin
tough. Week
Picks.
one's always tough. There's always some surprises.
There is. I think there's a lot of value to be had because there's going to be a lot of games where the public's heavy on one side and Vegas is going to be cashing in on those one-sided games there. So yes, so this was fun here. chopping
Great.
it up. Got all our audio corrected and
Live from the
video.
forest.
Yeah, Jeremiah's up here. They're in the
Okanagan Valley.
Okanagan, beautiful British Columbia. I'm out here in mean streets of Coquitlam in the Lower Mainland, and I think this was a good first episode. And I
Nice.
think
Me too. Yeah,
I think we're gonna have more coming up.
definitely.
So we'll be back and for episode 2 of S&S Pigskin Picks.
Remember, know your limit, play within it.
Always bet responsible.
Awesome.
All right.